And we are back. Chad pulling the old switcheroo right there with me and Dallas.
Yeah, sorry, it felt
Right at the
weird
last
because
second.
this is our normal configuration.
All right. All right. Excellent. Happy Dakota Marker Week to you too, Jim Poppin. Let's do this.
And we started Dakota Marker Week off right, the way everybody should enjoy Dakota Marker Week, and that's with a pick off of a NDSU quarterback. Great Dakota Marker. Great way to start Marker Week. Sorry, Dallas.
As a Vikings fan, I think I'm about done with the former Bison quarterback. I don't know that I need to see anymore, but
Max Brosmer time, baby.
It's got to be.
Well, what about the young kid? Is he hurt?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. You know what? I didn't enjoy it today. I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk Jacks.
Oh,
talk about Kubota.
We're gonna shut it down.
Yeah. All
Tucker
right.
had a touchdown, didn't he?
Tucker had a great touchdown. Yeah.
I thought the Packers remembered he was on their team in the second half and got him the dang ball.
And that's the reason they won.
Yeah.
That was a good looking game from what I watched.
Yeah, definitely.
Pierce
all right.
Call up.
Yeah. We are here tonight because of the Kubota dealers of South Dakota, who sponsor all of our Jackrabbit Illustrated podcasts. I did indeed mow my yard and crunch the leaves one more time. I took my mower deck off, took my loader off, and put my front end snowblower on. So I am ready for winter. Bring it. Let's do this thing.
Did you pull up your My Kubota app and make sure your greasing is on schedule and your
I grease every time I change seasons, Chad.
The My Kubota app can help you get to any area dealer. It can show you the closest dealer.
And quick bookmark to Ben, as you're cutting these things up, make sure you get that last quote from Matt, cut it really tight, and get that onto social media. Thank you.
What's that? Nothing. Oh, shoot. I don't even know what I said there. Great. Great.
Something about greasing seasons. I don't even know, but it sounded funny.
At least you didn't say I always grease my rear end.
There we go. That'd be a good one too. Also cut that.
Okie dokie.
I said that at work once. It was a disaster.
So if you need something for your acreage, business, house, home, church, whatever it may be, check out one of the Kubota dealers of South Dakota, and they will get you the piece of equipment that's right for you and your project. Oh, winter fuel. Yes, John. I have my sucker almost drained out of my summer diesel. I'm ready for my winter diesel. We're good to go. As soon as the gas station has it, I will get my tanks filled. All right.
I have to look up what their idea on additives is too, because I like to run an additive. So
yeah,
I haven't done that.
Additives welcome. Yeah.
Good.
Next up, our show sponsors, Hadrick Ranch. Obviously, the best burgers around, the best steaks around. We've all experienced their meat bundles. We're pretty lucky with that. Top notch stuff.
Nothing makes me happier than quality beef, which I had more of tonight.
There you go. Yeah. I need to get some more. I have one roast and a couple marrow bones left. That's what I have. So I got to get some more.
Make some soup with those?
I don't know. We're going to see.
I kind of want to actually, so I haven't used my marrow bones either. I actually think I want to roast them and do them on maybe some sort of toast with parsley. I've not done that at my house in a long time. So I'll send pictures. Dude, bone marrow is so good.
Yeah. Good. So if you want to do that like Dallas, or have a roast like Chad, or a burger like me, go to hadrickranch.com and get your beef bundle ordered. And they can get it to you. They can either deliver it to you if you're in the area, or if you're somewhere around Sioux Falls or Brookings or Pierre, it seems like, or they can ship it to you too. So hadrickranch.com. Thank you both to Hadrick and Kubota for your continued partnership. All right. So before we get into Marker Week, we do have to talk about the game versus Murray State.
Yeah, we do.
And I want to start by just talking about Racer 1 and how cool that actually was, seeing that horse go around the racetrack.
Right.
That was kind of actually a really fun thing. I'm something very different and very unique. So
I mean, I would have been okay with not seeing it at all.
I'm glad we got to see it once.
Give him a victory lap.
Miles was impressed, knew what the horse's name was. And so I would like to thank the commenters, Michael Batts, I believe his name, weird money, don't make money, that I knew that his name was Racer One. So yeah. What else you guys got from the game?
Well, I just, in general, I don't know, like I saw some general negativity online. It was a weird game. I said several times I thought that was going to be a bit of a clunker, and guess what it was for both VJax and the Bison. And there was a lot of positives to take out of that. I really do think so. We'll talk about Chase Mason here in a little bit, and I think that's everybody's biggest concern coming out of that game. However, seeing Marble get settled in, get some reps, honest to God, I felt good about what I saw out of him. I really did, because you've got somebody that's super young, doesn't have any experience, any reps, getting your first actual live snaps in college at the Division I level. Like he could do some things if he has to at some point. Hopefully, he's got a couple of years before we need to see anything out of him. But I thought that was a positive, and then also spreading the ball between the running backs, and having 3 receivers with very measurable, solid statistics. Like,
yep.
I think there's a lot to feel good about coming out of that game.
Mm-hmm. I think when we talk about Marble, and I think we should dive into that a little bit more, but my overall takeaway there is, if you've watched enough football, you can definitely see that the tools are there, that he has the things that he needs to be successful at this level as a quarterback. And he has a fair amount of room to sharpen those skills. I mean, he's close on a lot of them, right? But you could still sharpen those tools a little bit better and be better as a freshman. That's kind of what you expect.
Right.
So I think he performed amazingly well. The first 3 series were kind of clunkers. Then we had that, roughing the kicker penalty, and I thought that was going to turn into something, and that petered out. But from that point on, the 4th series on, that he led the team downfield and did really, really well. I guess one of my only criticisms, beyond that, would be, we were trying to get extra points there at the end of the first half, and he had a couple passes to the sidelines that I don't think were catchable at all. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. It might have been, because those guys were covered, but I didn't see those as catchable balls. They were quite a ways out of bounds from the weird camera angle that we had. Didn't have to worry about the all 22, because we had that the whole game. They had other camera angles. They'd go to them for 3 seconds and then pop back out. And I don't know. They let the intern run the switchboard.
That field level camera from the end zone, it cracked me up, because every time it'd be on, and I think the person would panic when they said, "Hey, your camera's on," or whatever.
Right.
It would tip over like a fainting goat or something. Just
and it was zoomed in on someone's hind end, when they every time I was "All right, dude."
Fainting goat with the camera. Matt, I like, Matt, that you called that out as a rave. I think just complimenting our team, because we get that in the Valley, where there's some very high level productions. Obviously, ours is phenomenal. Honestly, all 4 Dakota schools are fantastic, and there's some other ones. And then you've got some of the lower level, and if it's student run or whatever, they're doing their best, and that's the budget they have, and that's just life, and whatever. It is what it is. So you don't want to rip on a bunch of kids if that's the case, but also, man, I'd like to have a better experience and get some better camera angles and whatnot, right? But one thing, let me back it up one step. Chad, you made some great points about the younger guys and getting reps and things like that. Here in Minnesota, there was a Drew Brees quote from the last week that got a ton of play. And I don't know if he was talking about JJ McCarthy or even who he was talking about originally, but it's gotten run on KFan here talking about JJ McCarthy with the Vikings, and that Drew Brees said it takes a quarterback, specifically 50 high-level games, basically, to get through everything you need to learn to figure out how good someone's going to be. And he was including both college and pro when he said that, but it really got me thinking, with all these guys, and we've talked about I wish one of the younger running backs, who's going to step up? Well, it's not that simple. It's not just trying harder. You need reps, you have to learn. We can talk about a little bit what the different backs look like behind the lines, because even if you've got somebody with Loffridge's pedigree and experience running behind. And I'm not going to pretend like I know the line that he had at his previous school, but like, I don't know that he knows how to necessarily trust or follow a blocking scheme the way that we run things here. And all that stuff is different. It's the same thing. Anytime you see at any level a back immediately jump from high school to high level, to college, right? Like you're going to see somebody try to like outrun somebody to the edge. Well, I'm sorry, you're not going to do that when you jump up a level unless you run like a 4.2. So anyway, it just, to me, it's an interesting thought that these, how much experience these guys will need, and at what point in the season is it going to start to, will that experience start to make a difference? Does that make sense, Chad?
It does, and sometimes guys just have that it factor from the get-go, and you sometimes you have to work on the it factor a little bit. Like,
sure,
we were spoiled with Mark Gronowski completely, right? That is our standard now. The kid came in
sure.
and he was so good that his teammates were like petitioning the coaches for him to win the quarterback battle. They're like, we know that it's close, maybe talent-wise at the jump, I think it was a little bit more close, but this kid he has the it. And
yep.
and I can see some of that with Marble. He has what it takes to be a quality quarterback in the Valley. There's a reason that we pulled that guy from NIU. He obviously wasn't going to be a bum and come out and we've seen him in limited times in some garage time, as we like to call it around here, at the end of some of these other games. He's looked pretty good, and he's learning a new scheme too, right? So that's another thing to add on top of it.
Yeah, it's his first
time. Our scheme is a new scheme to him as well.
For sure.
So
yeah, first time getting meaningful reps.
It's like the first time you took a shock off a car or any major part. The first time you do it, it takes forever because you don't know what you're doing, really. I mean, you're kind of figuring it out as you go. Well, you go do the next one, it's less than half as long. It's the same kind of thing. You've been there, you've done that. You know what to expect. Why do you think high-level quarterbacks in the NFL can read defenses? And it's like when Romo come on and first started announcing, is like he was calling out exactly what the defense was doing, exactly what the play was going to be, and everyone's just like, how does this guy know this?
That's a good point. But I enjoyed Romo early on, like that.
I think they got him to quit doing that, which is really a shame because I appreciated it. It was very high level stuff, and they wanted him just to do the announcer talk, fluff, bull crap that I'd rather have off than listen to the game, honestly.
So I got a question for you. So talking about getting, Marble game reps for the first time. I mean, one of the best parts of the game and probably one of the most encouraging things was the fact that we ran the ball 23 straight times or something like that to close the game.
2, I want to say, but
whatever it was, right? Like only ran the ball at the end of the game. And sure, I mean, if it was a scrimmage, yeah, you'd like to see Marble get some more passes and try some new scenarios, but man, that was awesome just to pound the damn ball and just go, you know what, this game's been wonky, we've had a couple injuries, let's just get the hell out of here with a solid win and and get our young running back some reps. So that was cool.
And I was excited and or encouraged, I don't know how to phrase that correct, maybe both, when when the new running back Josiah Johnson was out there. Man, did he look good. He looked amazingly good. I hope to see him get some more action. He's a good fresh change of pace from how Julius Juice runs, and I think they could be a really good 1-2 combo. Corey Blair I think got injured a little bit, it seems. He was doing well too. Basinger's kind of coming along too. So again, some of that's just our age. We have to remember that we would have been really happy 6 months ago knowing that this is where we'd be 7-0 in league play going into the Dakota Marker, a number 2 ranked team.
I'm happy now.
I am. I that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, I know.
We're happy if we lose this weekend. The sky does not fall. Even if we don't end up with the 2 seed, the sky doesn't fall. This is going to be a very successful season. The expectations are really high. Maybe that's not fair to Dan, but I think he knew that would kind of be the case because we've become accustomed to this very high level of football.
It is,
and we're still seeing it, even with all the clunkiness that we've had in the first half of this year. In the first half of most of these games, we're still playing a very high level of football.
Agreed.
And Murray State, they're an improved team from what they were a year ago by loads. They have some real good athletes. And in fact, we didn't even see all of them. Their best Northington's their best running back, I think, and he didn't even play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for those of you that don't remember, Josiah Johnson was a late signing in this class. And he was originally committed to Concordia St. Paul. He was the top running back in Wisconsin last season, the Crazy Legs Hirsch Award. He was either a finalist or the actual winner of that in Wisconsin last year. But I think he led the state in rushing yards. So, I mean, he's pretty dang good. And for a walk-on, Dan talked about that in the post-game press conference. He's a walk-on, or the post-game with Tyler. That's pretty dang cool. And he looks good.
Hold on, breakout freshman. He's playing in the NFL.
Yeah, I was like, where have we heard that before?
I'm sorry. Let's just somebody write that down now. I'm pretty sure they figured that out.
Yeah, right. So
clip Dallas in the Hamlin shirt.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm just excited about him. He has that one cut running style, and that's decisive that we're used to seeing in the backfield. And, some of those 3-4 yard runs with him became 5 to 8 yard runs. And so I am really excited about him in this offense. I hope we see him some more. We have 5 games left. He can play in 3 more without burning his red shirt.
That's true.
Let's do that. Let's play him in 3 more games, get him to playoffs, and then see where we're at. Right. Corey Blair, hopefully we have no idea what's going on with him, if we're going to see him again this season or not. I know that sounds ominous, but I really don't know. That's just a worst case scenario. Chad, I liked what you said earlier. James Basinger is coming along. Once he saw Josiah Johnson cutting a little sharper, do you notice Basinger started cutting a little sharper and being a little more decisive? So
it would seem, yes.
Yeah, it would seem. Yeah. And we've seen flashes out of him this year. So those two, if they can come on, that's going to be awesome as a change of pace of what Juice brings. So
we've got NDSU game. I'm trying to do 3 here. NDSU game, USD game, and UND game, right? So if he plays those 3, then we can get to the playoffs and he can play as much as he wants.
Cut him loose. Yeah.
That's
so,
right.
and folks, he was the one when I visited with the coaching staff from summer. Again, these are unpadded things, but from what they observed in summer workouts and captain's practices and stuff, he was the freshman they thought was going to be the guy, the person that they thought was going to contribute. I don't know if he got injured in fall camp or just struggled with the playbook, or just once the pads came on, it looked different. I don't know. I don't know any of that, but obviously he slid behind Basinger and Blair. So maybe now he's catching up and feeling a little more confident, or he's healthy. Again, I don't know, but maybe that's a good question for Tyler Merriam to ask Dan Jackson, or one of you actual media members who reads my stuff, listens to our stuff, and then asks the questions at the press conference. Maybe that's a good question for you guys to ask. So do that. Yeah.
Are you implying that people actually listen to this show and that we get feedback on an odd loop?
Because it's really interesting.
Sometimes a very direct loop.
Yeah, when we hear media members asking, Dan, how would you grade the offensive line at this point in the season?
It's funny that was a narrative for some reason this last week.
Man, that is so
a lot of report card stuff.
Talk about kicking a sleeping bear, man.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to talk that out with Dan.
Oh, if anybody doesn't know what Matt's talking about, there was Matt came out with a very good, very thoughtful, very fair mid-season report card, and the hands down lowest grade, which he was fair in how he explained it, was the offensive line at a C+. basically stating, hey, you have ridiculously high standards. This is just what we're used to. And I'm super paraphrasing, but everyone very clearly caught wind of that. And I'm sure it frustrated some people. Right, wrong, whatever, is what it is. Appreciate the content.
Yeah, right.
I think it's good. Yep.
If you
As
take
Dan said, it
umbrage
was
with
good
it,
entertainment.
if you take umbrage with it as a player, fine. Just play
good.
more, harder.
Yeah.
Please do.
Just do better. I don't know.
So, anyways, so media members ask where Josiah Johnson came from and why we didn't see him in the first part of the season.
Fair question. We'll get coach speak, but actually,
that's okay.
I would like
We're
to hear
not
that.
going to get John Gaskins watching our show, so
Jeez. All right.
I don't think he watches.
John, comment now.
I want to talk about some of the explosive plays we allowed because our defense was so dang solid for a majority of the day. But I counted them. I went back and counted on the play-by-play thing. We allowed 8 plays of 15 yards or more. 2 of those were touchdowns of 60 or more yards. So I'm a little bit concerned about that because Brungard hit us for that huge run. Drake had some big plays against us. What do we need to do to clean up some of these explosive plays we're allowing?
I feel like it's one of 2 things. Sorry, you want to go, Dallas? You go ahead. To me, it seems like when I'm rewatching those games and those big plays happen, somebody's missing an assignment and or is being put out of place by scheme. Like it's pretty clear that something happens, the end crashes down instead of, having contain, etc. A guy one of the plays that they had a big pass on was a blitz that we called, and the guy was just wide open, and the safeties had to come cover it. And that's how you play that. I mean, but it's going to give you some yards when that happens. So I don't know. Maybe it's because we're playing more aggressively on defense. I don't know the answer there, but as far as when I see it, that's what I see as the common theme on those big plays. Somebody either missed an assignment or did what they were supposed to, and the defense was in the wrong position because of that.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, typically it's going to be one of those 2 things. It's not that just overall the whole defense got out schemed. I'm not sure what it is. I would say just as a fan, my gut response to that is while they're the most devastating and frustrating, they're also the easiest to fix. Like you spend I guarantee in film, when I don't know what the cadence is for watching film and post game is for this team. I bet they spend the least amount of time on those big plays because those are typically like why your head was here. Why was it not here? You should have taken these 2 steps sooner. You should have been 1 yard over. And this is a TFL and not a touchdown or whatever, right? Like it sounds stupid to say, but those are generally the simplest fixes. But obviously going into marker week, one of those kills us like that. So, and the players know that, the coaches know that. Who knows? Now you could get into, lack of preparation, lack of focus, somebody trying to make a play outside of the scheme and being, it also one thing I guess, Chad, you didn't mention was there, and this hopefully and probably isn't the case, but sometimes it happens when there's a selfish player trying to be Superman and not playing within the scheme and doing something they shouldn't do, right? Like that's a third reason that those plays happen. So whatever it is, I'm sure it's been addressed, but yeah, definitely troublesome.
And the 68-yarder, right, was the long shot to Isaiah Cannon. And somehow Kobe Bretz got matched up on him. And then Noah Thompson whiffed on the tackle and took out Bretz. Yep. And so that's an awful matchup for us. Isaiah Cannon is an extremely shifty athlete. He is, and in my opinion, that matchups happen. That's what offense play design does, right? Just to get those advantageous matchups. But then the missed tackle where they took each other out just compounded the mistake. We definitely, Dallas, like I think you just said, we can't have that. Raja Nelson is a very similar type player as Cannon was for Murray State. He's a better player, probably. Like Raja will host that play. also when we do that. So
I would say, I'm totally projecting here, but as a coaching staff, you probably get a timeout. And I don't remember exactly how the motions worked or anything on that play. But if you see that and North Dakota State gets that sort of an alignment and we're not comfortable, we would probably call a timeout in the Marker game versus playing Murray State. We'd have to burn one because we go, nope, that's not good. We don't have a safety over the top, whatever it is. You win this chess match.
Yep.
One other thing that you pointed out in the rants and raves that I want to touch on, and you kind of did, but we had some arm tackles that led to some big plays in the backfield. We just didn't get our pads on the guy and didn't have our head on the right side, downfield. And we've got to do better with that with NDSU. I mean, traditionally, that's been a big issue. If we don't tackle well at NDSU, we get destroyed. So, so we need to make sure we're tackling well. We've tackled well most of the season, but like you pointed out in your article, there was some sloppiness on that last game.
This was a weird game for that because you're right, Chad. Tackling hasn't been a major issue. We've had poor angles, but in terms of like head-on-head tackles, we just haven't had a major issue this year. So it was just weird seeing it this game. So I don't know.
I agree. One thing to back that up for the season is you look at the number of solo tackles that the linebackers have had is huge. The percentage of tackles and I couldn't quote it, but I did notice that the other day. Like they've made a lot of solo tackles, a lot of splashy plays, and that's just good fundamentals.
Yep.
Is it me or did our linebacking core just seem a little quieter for some reason yesterday? I mean, I know they were in on a lot of them, but maybe the other guys were coming up and we just played it different. I know we had 7 solo tackles by the one linebacker. So obviously Chase Van Tol had 7, but Jalen Lee had 3. Joel Ullman had 3. Colby Bretz had 3. Miles Taylor had 3. So McShane only had 1, which is what I'm saying. That's a little bit strange to not see him in the top 5 tackles.
That's when I was going through the stat book this morning. I was like, did Cullen get hurt? Because Bryce Johnson played a little more.
Yeah.
So right. I don't remember. It was so hard with that camera angle, actually seeing who was out on the field.
You couldn't read the numbers. But to be fair to Bryce Johnson, he had a good game. He had 3 tackles. That's really solid.
100%. But I guess I don't know if I ever noticed Bryce out there on defense just because
I didn't either.
Yeah.
and the announcing crew was awful. So they were just kind of yammering about things sometimes and weren't real good at calling out who made the tackle.
I was in the car all day listening to Tyler, so I had a great experience, and I didn't really. I saw every time. Yeah, I was driving around up in the cities, and every time I would stop, I would watch a little bit and catch some of the crappy camera angles. But Tyler was great. They were having a lot of fun with what turned into 14 times that they had to add time onto the play clock.
Oh my goodness.
It was mind blowing. Oh man.
And it took them a while too, because I normally skip from play to play. On ESPN you can press the forward arrow and go forward or back and go back. And normally it's 10 seconds. So I'd press it and then I had to press it again. And I had to press it again. Yep. When that happened, it was kind of funny. I don't know.
Chad, will you click on Carter Nold's comment there?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So Carter Nold said, Missouri State actually has a deep offense. I was impressed with their skill guys aside from their quarterback. That's what I was saying, folks. Yep. I said it last week. So did Dallas, I believe.
Yep.
That Murray State has good athletes. Brennan said it last night on the show with Borg that if Jody, coach, whatever his name is, I can't remember right now, Jody, if he can keep his team together, they're going to be all right. They are going to be all right.
I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. They will not be in the basement next year unless something happens and the coaches turn over and they have to bring in 80 players again. They will not be last in the Valley next year.
Yeah. They have a lot of redshirt freshmen and sophomores playing for them right now. If they just need to stick together. They can't all bail again like last year when there was 80. They had to bring in 80 transfers. So you'll have to bring in some linemen. But I mean, I think the core is there for that team.
My thought was you take their offense and UNI's defense, and then you make one team, They put him in the middle, and that'd be a pretty solid team, honestly. I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. What else do we have on this? Because my God,
Let's get to Mark. Let's do
Dakota
game
Hate
balls.
Week. All right.
Yeah.
Oh no, timeout. Let's call out Cody Cotton's effort. Come on, man. That guy is, and you called it out in rants and raves, but I said it during the game myself. Like that dude just hustling his butt off. He gets all the high fives from me. He'd be my my player of the game just for effort.
Just for effort. All
just
right.
for effort. Yeah.
I
guess I got the worst picks. I pick an H back and get asked why would you pick an H back?
Which was a great call. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a close one.
Turned out,
Chad,
better to be lucky than right. The sun shines on a dog's hind end, everyone.
Yeah. All right.
Jody Wright was the name we were looking for.
Yeah, Jody Wright. Yep. Thank you, Seth. Cubbies Sports Bar and Grill, sponsor of Game Balls for us here. Cubbies, what more can we say? There's going to be plenty of time to get to Cubbies on Saturday before tailgate starts. We can get into the tailgate lot at 2:00. So that means you can get into Cubbies and watch a bunch of games, get the game day burger from Hadrick Ranch, and have some good drinks before you even hit up tailgating. So that sounds like a plan for me. Get yourself down to Cubbies Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. All right. So last week for Murray State, we predicted Shane Willenbring was Chad's, Corey Blair was Dallas's, and mine was James Basinger. So, I ended up going with Jack Smith. Dallas, you talked about the wide receivers stepping up. Jack Smith was awesome, I thought, yesterday. Made some crucial catches, 2 touchdowns, a big long 3rd down conversion for a first. I really liked what I saw out of Jack Smith. He got my offensive game ball.
That's a good pick, I think.
Yep, it is. Solid pick. I mean, the only other one, again, I am very happy with what we saw out of Luke Marble. That's a tough spot to get put into. Mm-hmm. I thought he did what he needed to do, obviously, to win the game.
Yep. All right, defense. Sorry, Chad.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I think I'll give my offensive to the new guy, Josiah Johnson, just because he looked real great out there. It's his first game action that I can recall. And honorable mention to ICG for some great blocking out there on the edge.
Okay.
Isaiah
IGC.
Garcia Castaneda. Sorry.
Yeah. Wasn't that a grocery store chain?
IGC. I wouldn't know.
Probably.
I think it actually is now that you say that.
Yeah.
I like it.
I've heard of H.E. Butts, but isn't that what HEB stands for?
Oh, IGA. Jim Poppin says IGA. Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry. I wasn't trying to be funny for once.
Just
That's what HEB stands for. It's giant down in Texas.
It is. All right, defense. Who we got?
We went with Dallas. Chad, you predicted Rip, Dallas Green, and I predicted Dante. And I ended up giving it to Jalen Lee for 2 interceptions.
Yeah, got 2 interceptions. Great. I mean, you can't argue with that. However, I do want to go back to Chad's pick with Ripperda because that 4th down sack was huge.
Amazing.
Absolutely huge. There's plenty of spots where we didn't talk much defense at all, honestly, other than talking about the big plays they gave up. But the defense overall played quite well. There was times when the ball moved between the 20s and they stopped Murray State. However, specifically, that to me, that wasn't even a team play on that sack. That was, I am better than you, and this has to happen, and I'm going to do this now. Like, that's what it looked like, and it was brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah. And that's
when he has those plays, he's so much fun to watch.
Yeah. I just love it because that was such a badass play yesterday because it's exactly how you explained it, Dallas. And then I tweeted the picture, the GIF of Rip from Yellowstone again, who's just a badass too. And I just liked it. It's just the perfect. No words need to be written with that GIF when it's out there. So
yeah, I just tweeted RIP and everybody knew exactly what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty cool. And then score prediction: Chad 42-10, Dallas 42-7, me 52-10. Whoa. All right, so Chad, you're the winner there. So
Nice.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, we have to temper that a little bit. I think with the way the offense ran in the first series, we could have probably scored more. Had we not had those changes. But.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep. Okay, and special teams. I guess I went with Pelham. His
how could you not?
Awesome. Yeah, right.
So what was his actual average? 56?
54, I think, which is still phenomenal. But yeah, Randy's right. Those were some punts. All right, Dallas, talk to us about Renegade.
Sure. Make it quick because, man, I want to get on to talking about Marker Week. If by chance you are going to need to prepare and hydrate or rehydrate yourself before or after the Marker game, because I bet you will, go to renegaderegeneration.com. Check out my product, Hydrate. It's a hydration powder, very light taste, has all the electrolytes, things that you need to keep your body functioning. And again, hydrated, very important. It's kind of the foundation of everything. Go to renegaderegeneration.com.
It's what plants crave.
It's what plants crave, according to Rev. Where's Rev? He hasn't commented. I miss him.
Well, we run at the same time as the big show. So.
That's right. We get better ratings.
Matt, you're muted, bud. So I'm the only one that's talking right now.
Yeah, I was just saying we're not on the Big Show's channel; they're on our channel.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
they have slowly slid into our time slot.
Yeah. All right, NDSU Dallas. Since you're so excited, lead us off.
I am. It is, call it Marker Week, call it Dakota Hate Week, call it what you want. God, this is a fun time of year. We're going to learn so much about both these teams. I mean, again, if you could have set this up 6 months ago or whatever and said, hey, it's going to be 1 versus 2, we're going to somehow almost get College Game Day, which I don't want to get too much into that, but like I thought there was 0.00000% chance that we would get it until like 6:30 last night. Suddenly, everyone I knew had a source inside the university that was confirming that we were getting it. So like it actually must have been pretty close. So I mean, that was a legitimate, had a shot at it coming back, which would have been cool. But no, this is a big deal. It's a big time matchup. If they still haven't confirmed which network we're on, right? Because I saw
ESPNU, isn't it?
See, some people said but I saw some official places say that it would not be called until this Monday.
Oh,
coming up here.
Interesting.
I did not see it officially either. I thought, Dallas. So
I don't think it is.
I had also heard the U.
Yeah, I mean, you make sense. Whatever. It's still on an ESPN network and not ESPN Plus, but very exciting. There was both teams. I think we got to talk probably injuries to start here because both sides had kind of clunky games, slow starts, took care of business. Obviously, the big one for South Dakota State is Chase Mason. Guys, thoughts on that?
Yeah, we know nothing official. As Chad said, I think we need to be careful when we're putting stuff out there without an official source. That's pretty goofy. Yeah. It sure looked like, and people that were listening to the broadcast said Tyler and Scotty were saying it's an ankle. That would make sense to me. There's lots of other speculation out there, and we are not going to know.
So I will actually, that was on the radio, and I will repeat that. And again, this was me repeating someone else's speculation, but I forget. I think it was Scotty on the sideline, or somebody had a video of his touchdown that they shot on their phone. They watched it back, and it looked like his left ankle rolled. That is what they said on the radio show. Again, that is not a diagnosis. I have absolutely no idea, but they did say that on the radio. So worth noting.
Yep.
Kevin is reporting ESPNU over on FCS Nation Radio.
All right.
On Twitter. He claims that it's disrespectful to be on ESPNU. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Kick us while we're down ESPN.
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought I heard Sam say that it was ESPNU, and that he thought that was a really bad break because that's fewer eyeballs than
way
even
fewer, yeah.
Mid or W Day would have on it. So that kind of stinks in that way. What else? Obviously, Lofton Ogroski was back last week or this week against Murray State. Definitely a pitch count. Dallas again. I think Scotty said that on the broadcast, right? That he was on a major pitch count.
Yes, that was. I just did say that at some point during the week. He called it a pitch count. So you're
sure. So that's one to watch. Obviously, we're speculating on Cullen McShane. No idea if he finished the game or not, but it seems very odd that he finished with one or two tackles. One of them being the sack that he had. So kind of odd there. NDSU wise, so we kind of know a little bit about what's going on there.
Hold up. Corey Blair, right? He was the last one.
Oh yeah, Corey Blair. Yep, thank you.
Yep, and I haven't heard anything, and I wasn't watching, so I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, you got to wonder if he kind of re-injured what he had going on before.
And I wonder where Zach heard that, because they never said it on TV either.
No.
So I don't know. Zach Borg was the one reporting that he was re-injured. So I don't know on that. But we never saw him again. So Zach must have something there. Okay. NDSU. Obviously, Dallas, your neighbor, Makai Collins, got banged up early on.
Yep.
Seen on crutches with a huge bag of ice. So that's not good for him.
I have two neighbors on the North Dakota State roster, and that sucks. That he got banged up.
It does suck that you have two neighbors that you're allowed to play on.
That too.
You should
just stop there. And that sucks. It is hate week. We've got to be hateful, I guess. I don't like the word hate.
But. No, agreed. No, hate's a good word.
You should get like some like a bigger like jackrabbit cookie cutter, and then get a bucket of Roundup and go out and put that in their yard. Just some like rabbits and stuff. All right.
Deal.
Okay. Who else? Finn Diggins, their starting tight end.
That name's made up.
Has not played in the last couple of games. He has 8 receptions for 89 yards this season. He has not played the last couple. It sounds like he might be able to go this week. Maybe not.
He came back not this week, but last week. Maybe he didn't actually play, but I don't know.
I have it saved that he hasn't played the last couple weeks, but maybe he has. Carson Williams also, their other tight end, maybe back this week too. So that's kind of interesting there. And then defensively, obviously they had their big defensive tackle, Jackson Dutenheffer, I believe is how you say his last name. Sounds like a scary situation. They had to bring the ambulance out to get him. But he was back at the stadium after that lengthy storm delay they had.
Oh, good.
But he had some sort of brace around his neck and stuff apparently, or something, a wrap or something. But you'd think he wouldn't play this week with something like that. I'd be shocked. Head and neck stuff is scary. Spine stuff is scary.
Yeah. Hearing that he was back at the stadium, though, that's terrific news. I hadn't heard any updates on that. So, no.
We'd love to beat him at full strength. So,
100%. I want both teams at
the
full
national
strength.
championship for him.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's kind of the injury piece of all this, I think. Is there anyone? Am I missing anyone, guys?
Nothing new, at least not that I'm aware of, or anything that really there's any question marks.
Okay.
I got a question that I wanted to pose to you guys. And again, this is speculation and completely made up. We don't know what's going on with Chase, but if it is something where it's like he's X%, what percent to you does he have to be to play? Whether you're him or the coach. I mean, if you're him, I'm sure you're, cut my leg off and put a prosthetic on and let me in, coach. But if you're the coaching staff, what percent does he have to be to play?
I got a question on that.
Okay.
So are we talking strictly in the run, or are we talking overall, or are we talking because a guy could be hampered and not run, but still be able to get a good pocket pass?
Exactly. So the assumption is that it's some sort of lower body injury, and he can throw fine and he can move fine and make decisions fine. So what
Never mind. It's me.
Brooks Gnome has an amazing comment that I don't know if we're going to put up or not, but it's. Sorry, this is a terrible podcast, but
oh no, it's B Team Garage Time territory. It's okay.
Right.
I bring that energy to you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
We appreciate it. But I'm serious. Like what I mean, is it 90%? Is it 60%? Like what
it depends on the injury.
Sure.
If it is just an ankle and he is 85%, 80%, I say go play. If it is something that has the possibility to get significantly worse and knock him out for the season or affect his career, I would say no. Right?
Yep.
So I mean, yeah. Then I say you roll with Luke Marble. I mean, last year we played, and that was a different coaching staff. So, obviously this one's going to treat things different. But last year we played Marker. So, he was hurt and he played, and it kind of affected him, but not. So if we get into that kind of affects him, but not territory, I think we're better off to take the W if we can.
No, I'd agree. I think that makes total sense. It obviously depends on all those things. The thing that I want to get across, or that I'm thinking about as a fan, is as much as emotionally I need to win this game, this is not a must-win game for the team. Now, I'm talking on both sides of my mouth because there's nothing I want more than to beat North Dakota State. However, if they don't win this game, we are currently undefeated. We've got a couple of very winnable games ahead of us. We'll talk more about the University of North Dakota, who I'm pretty sure I'm still going to call now that UND is going to beat either North Dakota State or South Dakota State this year. I really think that's going to happen because both play them up in Grand Forks. But when you look at the overall playoff picture, this game isn't as important as emotion would tell you it is. Does that make sense, guys?
It does, and I think that if we're going to lose one of those two games, we're better off losing this one to the number one team at the time. If that's the L if we're going to take an L, I'm not saying we are, but if we are, that's the better L on your record. So, yeah, I think Marble looked really good, right? We can win with Marble. I'm convinced of that. He was really thrust in a situation, and if that's the case, and he's the guy, and he gets all week with reps with the ones, he's going to be a different quarterback. I think we saw that as the game progressed, especially if we get more out of a Grosky and we get a little bit more of those separations. Marble looks like he's more than willing to take a quality shot downfield through an excellent ball that Bullock caught. That was perfect. I didn't think it was his money until they went to the one replay that was worth watching the entire game, and I was like, wow, that was a beautifully placed ball. So
I'd agree.
I don't know. I'd say anything above 70% or higher. I think we play him. I just if I'm the coach, that's probably where we get him. To answer the question.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough. I'm with you, Chad. I think with Marble, we can win. I think our receiving core is good enough this year. What Jordan here is saying, I'm very intrigued by this. Is NDSU just going to load the box and absolutely come after Chase and do run blitzes and things like that and just cause chaos in the backfield?
And you throw 5-yard slants all over them, and
hopefully, right? But still, it's just going to be interesting to see that. I think this is a game where our special teams has to be on point. How many Marker games over the years have we seen kind of change with some giant momentum swing on special teams, whether it's a long return or a block kick or a block field goal, whatever it may be? Our special teams has to put together an actual complete game on Saturday. No excuses.
Yeah, regardless of anybody's health, we have to win the turnover battle or 0-0, right? Either way, it needs to be even. We need to win that, or we win that, and special teams has to win. So you're spot on there, Matt. Like this is the sort of like elite, legit, high level, high stakes game. Everybody's eyes are on this. Everybody's going to be dialed in and ready, right? As much as the last week, every player and both coaching staffs, both sides will tell you like, no, we weren't looking ahead. Bullshit. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
There's no.
You're pretty obvious.
You're human beings. Yes, you were. Even if you don't think you were, you were. And you will not be this week. Everybody's going to be at their best. So you're right there, Matt.
We cannot let them get to our punter. We have to do better on that particular play. Yep. So our punter is a weapon. He has been lethal, but he needs time to kick the ball away.
So, all right. So there was something you guys had put up earlier that got me wondering. There was something I was going to talk about earlier. And well, actually, I have two questions about this. One, based on the resume that South Dakota State has put on tape so far this year, if you're NDSU defensively, how do you scheme this? What do you do? Are you just selling out? Do you put 9 in the box and go, all right, beat us over the top, and then we'll adjust? Like what do you
do? I think 9 in the box would be tempting, but I don't know that. I don't know. That was something we didn't talk about. They had a receiver get hurt, didn't they? Did you mention that?
Yeah, Mackay Collins. That's Dallas's neighbor.
Yeah, that's the neighbor.
Yeah, because you called it in his next door neighbor. It didn't click with me. Yeah,
sorry.
He's their number 3 receiver, but man, they got an awful lethal number 1, and I think if we get up, they're just gonna go to the panic button and try and beat us over the top. And we've seen that we give up those plays somewhat in the secondary. So I don't know that stacking the box is the right thing to do. I think you play mostly heads up based defense. Personally, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Which I think after seeing this week's game, I think Isaiah Johnson is pretty easily our number 1 corner right now. The Bemidji State transfer. We asked last week if he should follow or not. I do think he should follow Bryce Lance. And I do think Noah St. Juste, when he's in the game, needs to be on Raja. Like I think that's the case. I think Miles Taylor is a really good matchup on Jackson Williams, kind of their speed receiver. Miles Taylor has plenty of speed. We do know that. So I think, I don't know. That's how I would look at it. I don't know if this is a great Jaden Oliver game, honestly. Maybe have him on Bryce Lance a little bit at times too, but I don't know. I would like to see Isaiah Oliver on Bryce Lance for most of this game.
All right. Bring your lunchbox. I would expect, and again, I don't call defensive games. I'm guessing that we see a lot of single high safeties in this game, even whether it's not pre-snap, right? It might be just somebody that just bails at the snap, which is a better way to disguise it too, especially with a quarterback who is brilliant. But from what I've watched out of North Dakota State, you don't see a lot of progression reads. This looks like Trey Lance. Like this is what I've seen, so I don't think this is a knock. He looks like Trey Lance II from everything I've seen, where I'm going to find my first read, not there, I'm running for 8 yards, period. Like from what I've watched, and I'm not going to pretend that I've broken down all their film, but I think that's going to be hugely important. So again, you disguise it a little bit, you drop one of your safeties back, or you play in your nickel and you bring third guy and make sure that you've got somebody cheated over towards the other Lance. I'm confusing my Lances. Anyway, you cheat someone over towards receiver Lance most of the time.
Yeah, I do. The one thing we have to pay attention to, though, is a guy that's kind of emerged the last few weeks as a playmaker for them is Reese Kessel, I believe is how you say his last name. He's a Fargo product, sophomore, I believe, second-year player, something like that. 10 receptions, 230 yards, and a touchdown from the tight end position. So that's a 23-yard average for him as a tight end. Wow. So that is someone to watch in the middle of the field that is going to make plays, a big body for them. So it's not just Lance and Raja. Like, they have plenty of talent that Peyton can look to. And those big bodies can maybe be that security blanket, Dallas, that you're talking about. If once he does get off that first read, just an easy body to find in the crowd, right? And get it out to him. So that's a player to watch that I want to be sure that we mentioned, because their other two tight ends, Finn Diggins and Carson Williams, there's a good chance they're not going to play. So even if Finn Diggins doesn't sound like a real name to you,
it's a great name, though.
It's honestly. A great name. It's a great name.
That's why he's.
I hadn't heard it before. That's a phenomenal.
It sounds
name.
like a character off the Shire, doesn't it? Finn Diggins,
right? Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I would name the guy on the Lucky Charms box. Finn Diggins.
It's a great name.
That's a terrific name. Nope, I think that's great.
Yeah.
So, okay, the other point I wanted to bring up then defensively while we're on this train of thought was this is another game where, like we talked about against Bo Berngard and Youngstown, who, by the way, my God, he went off last week for 550 yards of offense or something obnoxious. But this is another game to me where the offensive line is going to have to be really boring. You're going to have to just try to collapse the pocket. Do not create run lanes, and just force him to go to a second read, third read. And if that doesn't work, okay, then we'll readjust. But to me, that's the thing we need to force him to prove he can do.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see blitzing being the effective play here.
To me, no. If you chase him out of the pocket, this game could get gross.
Yep. So, guys, we may be burying the lead with this game. Yes, their offense is good. Their defense is elite.
Oh, right.
They are allowing 10 points a game, 96 yards per game on the ground, and 133 through the air. This is a suffocating defense, and I'm not 100% sure how we are going to attack it. Again, like this, when you're looking at it, Juice, like his decision making is gonna have to speed up in this one because NDSU has guys flying at you, and there isn't time for that indecision behind the line of scrimmage. Like if you do, it's gonna get ugly, I'm afraid, in the run game especially.
He'll have to treat it like when our guys are playing them in practice because they're very fast on that side of the ball.
Yep. This is what I was thinking about too, was this game typically isn't one where you can trust that your line is going to wear down the other line by the end of the game. Basically, every other game that we play, we know that our line is better. And I'm not saying our line is not better, but it is not to the point where we're going to grind them down by the end of the game. They've got the depth, they've got the bodies on both sides of the ball. That's just how this matchup typically works.
Yeah. Mason Lemaster, he'd like to see some more Josiah Johnson. Yep, agree with that. Garrett Meyer says screens and a couple of jet sweeps. Keep them honest. I like that.
Only if they happen fast, not them slow ones that we had early in the year at DJD, though.
Yeah, right.
I completely trust that Eric Eidsness has been using his minimal free time to scheme this game from the start of the season. I promise you, he's been watching a little bit of North Dakota State film. When
do you think he buys into the hate week? Does he
have
those feelings? Does he not like NDSU?
I'm gonna guess he does not. I don't know. I'm gonna guess he doesn't. I can't put words in his mouth, but he's been here a long time, so I'm guessing he has similar feelings.
Yeah. All right. I guess so. The big thing too, limiting turnovers, like that's a no-brainer. And we've been pretty good at that this year. 1 interception, 1 fumble, I think 2 interceptions now, I guess, with this last one with Marble. That's pretty phenomenal. And that needs to continue because, again, we can't give NDSU short fields, any extra possessions, any of that kind of stuff. So Logan was awesome to talk to in my interview with him this summer. Obviously very appreciative of NDSU. Terrific stuff to say about the program up there and here's his experience. But he's invested right now in being a coach and like the best coach that he can be. Listening to him on the Dan Jackson show, a couple weeks ago was phenomenal. Like he's going to be a head coach someday, folks, at some level, in my opinion. He just, he gets it. He gets that holistic thing that obviously made Stig so good, that makes Dan a really great coach, that you're not just making football players, you're developing young men, developing their leadership. He talked about leadership how many times in that interview with Tyler. And so I'm excited about him. And I'm sure it's going to be some mixed emotions for him this week, but ultimately he's a professional. He's going to want to get his guys to perform the best that they can on the defensive line this week. So good question. I like that.
Agreed. So I had one more general question that I wanted to pose to you guys. And I think we could all look at the things that we feel nervous about coming into this matchup, right? You look at some of the slow starts to the games. You look at depth at the running back position. Obviously, there's concerns about is Chase Mason healthy or not. There's some of the big plays we've given up. So like we know what we're insecure about. But if you're North Dakota State, you're ranked number 1. You have the Dakota Marker. However, you lost the previous 5 or whatever. Somebody will immediately correct me on social media for this. Whatever it was, right? If you are North Dakota State coming into this, what are you worried about?
Go ahead, Jen.
I would say the fact that they've started every game slow. I mean, it's been fairly obvious that they're a second half team. The only thing that they got going for them there is that we seem to be the same way. But I mean, you look, Indiana State should have been tied with them going into the break, the long rain delay. Now they just absolutely owned them after that. But if you can get points up on them early, they haven't played from behind really, down a score, but nothing severe. That might change the way they have to play. If you get them down by 2-3 scores, they're going to have to throw the ball more. As you pointed out, if your guy's really zoning in on his first read, that changes things. Or you got to try and make Lance beat you way downfield. If we can get up 2 scores on them, that would be, obviously great. But if you can get up 3 scores in the first half, that really would put a lot of pressure on them. I don't think I see that happening, but I would, if I was an NDSU fan, that's where my fear would lie. Is that are you taking a picture of me? Anyway,
I'm not. I'll explain.
Oh, that's fine.
I didn't want you to call it out.
You threw me off.
No, I'm sorry. I tried not to throw you off. I didn't want to bring it up, but I was looking at the background of the way they were positioned, and I'm perfectly over the top of whatever player that is. And I thought that was, I thought that was awesome. So anyway, now that we have messed up the flow of the conversation. Sorry, guys.
There you go.
All right.
If I was an NDSU fan, that's what I'd be afraid of. That and the fact that we lost some of our players. Another thing is, what's the best defense they've won against? It's certainly not at the level of our defense. Mm-hmm. So we have the same thing, right? Like, so these teams are kind of the same in a lot of the same ways, as far as what our concerns would be, other than I think, they're a little more seasoned. Their players have been in their program for longer, so they got that to lean on. We can't really say that, but we're dealing with the hand we got dealt. So that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
Yep. I agree with what Cody and John are both saying here. And both Johns, I guess. The crowd has a huge opportunity to have an impact. NDSU has not played in front of a tough crowd all year. We can have an impact on that. The close game thing, we have played in some very close games, closer than we like, that have taken the full game to secure the win. And then some, right? So I think we can handle that big moment. And I am a little, if I'm them, a little concerned potentially about this South Dakota State defensive line. We have a very good defensive line. They have a number of new faces along their offensive line. Yes, they performed well up till this point, but this is a different monster for us. Our front seven is very good. Probably the best front seven that they've played easily, in my opinion. So maybe we can get some wins there on their offensive line.
It's a good question, Dallas.
Yeah. What do you think?
Want to answer your own question?
I wasn't feeling confident with it, or not confident. I was unsure of it, which is why I wanted to ask you guys. The battle tested thing is a great point. And I think that that's maybe an underappreciated thing, whereas is a bunch of spoiled ass fans, we look at it and think, oh, we should have beaten whatever team by 50. Well, okay, you know what? No, but we learned some shit. We came through it on the other side and we won. And they have not done that. The other piece is sort of the same thing, but you look at just general strength of schedule for what's been played so far, and we have definitely had a tougher schedule. So I don't know, what to make of some of what they've done. Now, they shouldn't have to apologize. They've beat the piss out of a bunch of teams that they should have beat the piss out of. So, you don't be sorry for that, right? You've done exactly what you should do. So those to me are the kind of the two biggest things that maybe I would be concerned about in the back of my mind as a Bison fan.
Yeah, and here we thought Sac State was going to be a decent team, and all they are is a president with a big mouth.
Hey, they beat Northern Colorado. They're better than Idaho.
Barely. They were closer to losing to Northern Colorado, I think, than UND was. Or Jesus,
no, USD. USD. I know what you meant.
Yeah. I'm in Dakota Marker week.
Total sidebar, and this is now nearly garage time, but I would love in the next week or so to maybe do a one-off, like 30-minute discussion on playoff scenarios, because it is getting so interesting. Like there's so many just bizarre, like again, you've got the Marker game. UND could very well beat the winner of the Marker game. What if suddenly Sac State plays to their athletic potential and beats Montana? Right? Like there's just bizarre crap that could happen here in the next 5 weeks. So anyway, not a right now thing.
Agreed, Dallas. I agree. We should have a playoff show. 100%. The comment section's going wild, you guys. Thank
Everybody
you.
Has, I love it. And I will again clip this if you want. If either North Dakota State or the University of South Dakota played Sac State this year, I would cheer for either one of them because, man, I don't like that squad or that school right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rant. You do you, but that's how I feel.
All right. Let's get to predictions.
Yep, let's do it.
Whose turn is it? Is it Chad's turn to start?
I'm not sure.
Chad, lead us off, buddy. Offense.
Which one are we? Offense? Oh, I'm going to say Alex Bullock.
Damn it.
Okay.
Sorry. I just feel like he's really coming along. Lofton has a chance, I hope we were just holding them back on the pitch count, and he's actually 100% and proves me wrong, and I chose the wrong wide receiver, but so be it.
Okay. Dallas?
Lofton.
Okay. I am going with Chase. He wasn't actually hurt. It was a long con. That's all it was. We are busting out the Taryn Christian playbook, and he is going to run all over NDSU. Chase Mason. Getting it tattooed. All
Jim
right.
Poppins says Delahoyde. I love that pick. That would be just the mystique begin. Like this is like the start of his origin story. Well, no, the origin story would have started at Montana State, but
yeah,
Dallas, I got to give you credit here. Adam Harms said, "Is Dallas prepared?" Dallas, you've been much better the last few weeks, like actually being prepared with these selections.
Because I didn't have a backup though.
There was a really long stretch where you were always like, "Oh, we're picking these." I'm not prepared.
It does catch me on. No, I'm going to be honest. I usually wouldn't think about it. Oh crap! You have to pick a player now. Oh no!
Yeah, right. Yep. All right, Dallas. Who are you taking on defense?
On defense, I think this is going to once again need to be a defensive line. The D line's going to have to win this game. And back to Chad's pick of picking an H-back. I don't know how you measure it, but as a tribute, I'm going to take Logan Green, just because somebody on the D line's got to step up, and they're probably not going to be flashy games, but across the line, there's going to have to be 8 or 9 guys that just play freaking solid for 60 minutes. So as tribute, Logan.
Okay.
So this is not the actual pick. This is just a tribute. Sorry.
Nope, well played.
I'm gonna go like this is the popular pick in the chat. CVT for me. Chad?
Well, you know me. I'm a big fan. I'm on the MC Shane train.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
So we're gonna go with Mr. McShane, MC Shane.
All right.
That's good. And Chad, because I questioned you on measurables before, I feel like this is a game
fair.
where no. I feel like this game it's going to be measured in kind of an over/under on yards for the quarterback in rush yards. If we can hold him under, I don't know what his average is. I wish I knew that. But I mean,
Seth Meyers wanted to point out that your comment was a tribute to our Tenacious D, which is even better.
Jesus, that's like a breaking.
It was right there, and I didn't even dawn on me.
Oh, it is. That's like breaking the fourth wall with a. Oh man, that was crazy.
He is averaging 67.9 yards per game.
Okay, so
6.7 per rush.
All right, so under
5 a rush.
Yep.
What?
Under 35 or 40. I
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
That to me that eliminates 3 or 4 first downs.
Sure, that's true. Yeah. Joel Ullman. Yeah, I know I almost picked him, Johnny. Score. I am gonna go 20-17. Good guys. Jackrabbits win.
Okay.
20-17. Chad.
No, go with Dallas.
Okay, Dallas.
Oh no, me.
No.
Sorry, I'll go. Yeah. Sorry, I had some thoughts, but we'll talk about it afterwards.
That makes for a great podcast, by the way.
That we talk about stuff afterwards. Okay, that's all right. There are conversations that not everybody's privy to. I'll tell you what, I've not been overly impressed with our first half play in any of our games. We've been too sloppy at different times at different spots. We've said for 3 weeks we need to clean it up or we're going to get eaten by the Bison. 45-21, not us.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So Yep. All right. So
that's why I wanted to go last.
just to bring us all down. All right. So I mean, tried to look at some data points. Sagarin's got them as like 2.5 point favorites on our field.
That's it.
Yeah, it's they're 76.5, we're 71. So yeah, like 5.5 neutral field, 2.5 our field.
That's a pick 'em.
Yeah, just about. I'm gonna go with 30-26 in a heartbreaker. Bison win.
All right.
I think it's gonna be fourth quarter. I'm having flashbacks of some of those games of the past, but this team is still progressing. This team is still learning and growing and getting to know each other. But yeah, that's 30-26.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying our guys can't win. I'm not saying I don't believe in our team.
Chad doesn't believe in our team.
I'm not just a cheerleader all the time here.
Chad is opposed.
I would like to clarify also that this is Dallas and Chad picking against the Jacks and not me. Don't send me hate mail. Send Dallas and Chad hate mail, folks.
The good thing is, nobody can find me at the tailgate. So
care of Matt Tallison. Fat Jack. No. Yeah, you should have gotten, man, that got negative. You should have gone last.
Yeah, Matt. Go Matt. Thank you, John.
Matt should have gone last.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, he just went with it. We knew where we were going on the way into this deal.
It's going to be a beautiful day, folks. Come and find us at tailgating. It is going to be wonderful.
Bring a taco and throw it at Brian Thompson.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's going to be great. Oh God, that'd be fun. I want to do that now.
Everybody shows up with a taco and just tosses it at him.
There we go. I like that a lot.
Soft taco, hard taco, whatever.
Yeah, should be fun. Come find us. I don't know what we're cooking at tailgating. Oh, folks,
we haven't talked about it.
Jeepers. Good thing I just said tailgating. Okay, our friend Tanner Castora He was on a few weeks ago with us. As you know, he just wrote the Stig book, The History of SDSU Football in the D1 era, right? I think, or in the Stig era. He is likely going to be at our tailgating spot. Exact details to follow. Signing books. Our friends Garrett Greenfield and Zach Hines are also going to be there.
Sweet.
They will sign the book too, if you like. If you want to ask them about their new podcast, you can do that as well. I heard it was kind of a zoo at Cubbies and at the JFPA tailgate, getting them to sign. You can buy your books there if you haven't purchased them yet. So lots of good stuff. Should be a blast. Exact details and timing to follow, but should be good.
If you have Stig sign your book after listening to his interview on the pregame, do not assume he knows your name. Because he made that, he sort of made it clear. I don't know how direct he was, but it was very obvious that when he's got a line of 200 people asking him to quickly sign something and personalize it, that he could immediately recall everyone's name who expected him to remember their name. So for the love of God, help out Stig. Say, hey, I'm Jim. Sign my book or whatever it is.
Yes.
I wouldn't expect him to know my name.
Right? They will have books.
Yeah.
What did Stig say to us the last time he stopped at our tailgating, Chad? Oh, you're the guys that tell us or told me what I always did wrong. Like,
I think that is what he said, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I took exception to that, Stig. So, all right.
Yeah, unlike you, he doesn't probably know my name, but you've had more direct interaction with him.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. And with that, thanks everyone for tuning in. This was fun. This is the longest show we usually do every year. If you see, again, Dallas and Chad, boo them, throw tacos at Brian. Should be great. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that. Northwestern Mutual, I'm sorry we didn't get to you for this show, but thank you for your continued sponsorship as well. Life insurance, retirement savings, whatever it may be, whatever your financial goals are, get a hold of our friends down in the Sioux Falls office with Chris Schenkel. So thank you, Northwestern Mutual.
The donuts at the tailgate.
Donuts at the tailgate.
Donate to Alex's lemonade stand.
Yep. Go for that and go big, go blue, go Jags.